Hello, everyone. This is Cells at Work, episode 6 review. My name is Jeff, and with me, as always, is Kobe and Tori. So, hello. Hello, you two.
Hi.
Hi. I didn't know we were always with you.
Always
Now
with
you are.
Yeah, we never leave your side because we're the three amigos.
Yeah, so Kobe used to always be with me. I mean, he still is, but now you're on the crew of Always With Me because you're a consistent cast member now.
Yeah.
That is an apt explanation.
Seems like someone else hasn't been consistent for the past couple weeks.
Yeah, I left the country, escaped for a couple weeks, decided I didn't like being outside of the country, and now I'm back. And I did hear your guys' episodes prior to me being back here. Saw that you guys are having too much fun without me, and now I'm back to ruin it all.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun without you, but I guess we'll try to have equally as much fun with you now.
Yeah, we'll try really hard.
Thank you for my sake. Let's get into the episode. So,
Let's do it.
Let's see. The first half of this episode is essentially just a flashback. It starts out iconically with Red Blood Cell being completely lost, don't know where the hell she's going, and she ends up where she needs to be apparently, or she actually comes across the red bone marrow, which is where she grew up as a tiny baby red blood cell. And I already forgot the scientific term for it, but basically that's what she was. And then we flash back to her being that little child red blood cell.
Which is Earth, that's the name of it, right? It's an erythroblast, right?
Sure.
Isn't it?
Like I said, I couldn't pronounce it, so that's all
Like
you.
you said.
Sure, I could be horribly wrong, but yeah,
Let's go with Earth Blast.
Erythroblast is the name of the episode.
Earth Blast. All right. So they got these baby cells, and they're raised by the macrophages, which is adorable. And the outfit for the macrophage makes so much more sense now.
Because she's a teacher.
Yeah, they're teachers. They're caregivers. They take care of the Earth Blastos. And yeah, we see the adventures of little baby red blood cell. And
my favorite part about that was them running the maze of like the sample
of trying to deliver the O2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cute.
That was
where
really
it still
cute.
showed that Red Blood Cell has no idea where she's going, and she never did.
Yeah, with that, it just gives me one question about all this. How the heck did she graduate?
That's true. How did she graduate?
She had tenacity. She had spunk. She had spirit. She tapped in deep inside her. You know, who knows what the graduation requirements are? They could be anything.
I mean, to be fair, all the trials that they're showing are things that the red blood cell needs to be able to do in order to, I'm thinking, graduate.
And so she does it eventually.
Does she?
Well,
maybe.
Obviously she does. She's a fucking red blood cell. Yeah, she graduated. What, are you saying she's a rogue red blood cell?
I'm saying she needs to go back to school.
I don't think this is the kind of school that fails anyone. I think if you're a shitty red blood cell, they're just like, we need you anyways.
I don't know. I was under the impression that only certain red blood cells pass because there's that scene where in the class only one person comes up. And
no, that was the valedictorian.
The valedictorian, the most important person.
They get the privilege of being the first ones to be popped or whatever.
I thought there was the only ones
to be popped.
to get their cherry popped.
No. That's not what happens during a fucking high school graduation. The valedictorian isn't the only one that graduates.
They didn't look like they were graduating. They looked like they were still in school. They were sitting in their desks.
Because it's a small
graduation ceremony.
They're all standing.
They were standing. It was a graduation ceremony.
It was a very respectful time when they were just, taking in this wonderful thing we called graduation and going on to the next phase of life.
You know what that means though is if they're that young and they're graduating, they get thrown into the wilderness really fucking early.
Oh, yeah.
They probably have 1 year of training, and it's like, off to the races with you, where you get attacked by bacteria and viruses and cedar pollen.
Is the underlying thing about this is that this is a horrible world where horrible things are going to happen, and you just have to deal with it, because you need to do your fucking job. That's it.
Okay. Well, then that makes sense then, that our current red blood cell could pass and be shitty because they need red blood cells, you got to keep producing them because they're going to get eaten and die and attacked by bacteria.
That's what I'm saying.
So they're going to pass everybody because
they don't fail anyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some education system, right?
Some education system. So moving forward a bit, so she gets lost and she runs into A bacterium, because she gets lost.
A legit bacterium.
Mm-hmm.
Spooky one.
A funny one, because this one just doesn't really like to kill cells, but he does. But at first he likes to torment them. He likes to beat them up for a bit.
He likes to play with his food. But I assume he eats them eventually?
Yeah.
Eventually.
Seems to be the case.
After he gets his kicks.
Yeah, his sick kicks. And,
His sick kicks.
And what happens in this episode, Tori? What happens during the encounter with the bacterium?
It looks like mini red blood cell is saved, quote unquote, by a mini white blood cell. And from the looks of the hair, we can only assume it's the same white blood cell that ends up saving her hella times in the future.
I don't know about that. That'd be such a big coincidence.
It would be a big fat coincidence.
It would be.
I think that's
It would
too
be.
far-fetched, Tori.
This
Why
is
would you even
too
assume that?
science. This isn't fate. There aren't just some destined cells to always cross each other's lives and help one another out.
Yeah, no way. Even though we've seen 6 episodes of that happening, that's no fucking way that happened.
Yeah, but white blood cell was great as a young kid. He showed just as much spunk and tenacity because he was ready to gank some things, but he couldn't really do it very well.
Yeah, I don't think plastic or rubber knives do very well against giant bacterium.
That was my big laugh out loud moment of the episode when he's like charging and it's just like that bacteria's like doink.
Oh my goodness, it was cute. It was cute though.
And then they both get saved by an adult white blood cell, and they all live happily ever after, essentially. And that's the first half of the episode.
So odd that they chose to do this like this, but
yeah, and that it has no correlation to the second half of the episode.
Yeah, they were just mashing shit in here. They're like, where do we put this flashback portion of the manga? We'll just put it in
let's
here.
put it right here. I know I was trying to find some thematic connection, but I was really struggling to find it between that first half and that second half. There's got to be something. It's about cells, working together and like always helping one another, like no matter what, and that kind of ties into the flashback, sort of, kind of. Yeah, I believe that.
Right, except for the second half, it's all about cells not working together.
Yeah.
Which is basically 2 weeks in a row of the problems that cells have with one another in the body. Like the first 4 episodes were about how we repel all these attacks, but now this one, like last week, was about how the histamines and the B cell and the fat cell, I think, blamed each other and caused a ton of problems because they couldn't work together, even though they were just doing their jobs. And this one was just about these 2 strong cells who both do the same thing. They fight each other a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, is that scientifically or medically accurate? I mean, the allergy thing seems to make sense, but this one just seems like maybe the writers are just like, we'll just have the 2 rival cells go at each other. But I wonder if that actually happens. Like, do the cells in the body, do they like conflict with each other, going for the same kill? Looks like Tori's gonna say something really fucking important.
Yeah, I have a suggestion for future podcasts, or maybe even this podcast. I don't know.
Okay.
We need to do like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and we have to phone a friend, and this is where we phone Kay, our handy dandy med student.
And we just give her no context either. We just call her up and she answers like, "Kay, do NK cells and T cells hate each other?" And then just hang out.
That's a good idea.
So we got a cool new trio of people. We got white blood cell, T cell, and new cell who is NK cell, which is, right, NK?
Yeah, that's right. And I've never ever heard of the NK cell before, but apparently it's a real fucking badass cell that patrols the entire body and targets viruses and cancer cells.
Yeah, what is it? What does NK stand for again?
Something killer,
natural killer.
Natural killer. It's like, oh, that's a pretty badass name for a cell.
It is. It is natural killer cell. I just googled it. It's also a white blood cell.
Yeah, they all come from like the same cell. That's why it's like red blood cell was calling white blood cell big brother, because they're all like related. I guess we can't really ship these 2 because they're technically related.
I mean, aren't all of our cells related in our body?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
So we can't really ship them.
I guess the dreams of having red blood cell and white blood cell be together have been crushed.
Or have just become more taboo.
I mean, Game of Thrones, you've got, the whole incestuous relationship going on
Yeah,
there.
but I don't think... Isn't this... No...
Well, would this be incest? I don't know.
I guess this would be like masturbation or something, right? Because it's your own... Like, everyone's part of the same thing.
But they're different entities, okay? In this world, they are different entities. They're not considered the same. They're characterized as being different. So they're different characters.
They're different characters, so they could fall in love.
So it's incest.
Okay. So that's what we should call Kay about instead, not we should call our doctor friend
if you
about.
ship a white blood cell and a red blood cell, is it technically incest?
Yeah, that's what keeps me up at night. So yeah, this is a virus. This turns into like sort of like a mystery episode, does it not? Kind of with like, oh, there's a virus here. What's happening? What's this? Let's take this one cell who's going to lead us to where the outbreak is.
And then you get the what a twist moment where the random cell who knows where the outbreak happened just so happens to be a bad cell. And apparently NK cell knew this the whole time. I guess she decided to keep it a secret so that she'd take the kill for her own and or to contain the fight so as not to damage the other cells.
Yeah, I think that's why.
I think it's both reasons.
I could see that. And I'm just happy that for once it has to be a cliffhanger ending where it's like the story continues on to the next one.
Yeah, this episode gave me two things I thought it would never be able to do. One, a cliffhanger. Two, a flashback. Like, those are just things you don't think your body can do, cliffhang and stuff.
I didn't know bodies could have flashbacks.
Yeah,
they could. They do all the time.
Yeah.
So, okay, and did you guys see the name of the next episode?
Yeah.
Dun,
Cancer
dun,
cell.
dun.
Cancer cell, which is, things are going to get dark.
Yeah, I mean, this is episode 7. I think this is a, 12 or 13 episode anime? Maybe it's 10. But it's a short season. It doesn't end at episode 7, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it just went from like cancer cell and then like death, wouldn't that be insane?
That would be
we
nuts.
would just see all these cells just start dying off slowly. That would be horrible.
What a turn. But I mean, I would love it. That'd be so cool.
It would be. That would totally make me a fan of the show. Sadly.
Because you just love death and sadness.
I like things to be super unexpected, and cells at work. It's so cute. And then they go dun dun dun,
and then they die.
And they start fading away from the opening
cells
credits.
At work version, and then slowly they stop singing cells at work because they're not at work anymore.
Jesus Christ!
Whoa. Imagine, okay, here's the last shot. You see a wasteland, the body, just completely deteriorated, and all the cells, you see white blood cell and red blood cell crawling towards each other, their hands outreach to have one final point of contact before they die, and they don't make it. And then you hear the theme song, but it's renditioned as like kind of an orchestrated piano slow version, and it just like, they're just singing that song, but it's like slow motion, and it just fades off. The camera pans away, and it fades to black.
Yeah, or they don't do that.
Boo!
Oh.
And they all live happily ever after. Huh?
Well, okay, we're trying to think of things that would never happen in the show, but would be cool.
Yeah, I know it's not gonna happen. This is for kids, maybe not,
and
because of all the blood. But I'll go with it's for kids.
For them to bring out cancer cells, episode 7 out of 13 or something, they're gonna live. That they're somehow gonna get rid of the cancer cells. So it's just, I don't know how they can go from there though. That seems pretty extreme. What's worse
see
than
what now you
cancer
think?
cells?
You think they would save cancer cells to the end, but I guess not. I mean, I guess it's gonna be.
It is 13 episodes. I just looked
Okay.
it up. But I mean, it is okay. So it's cancer cell. So it's right now currently just a single cell, which, I mean, if you have an NK cell versus a cancer cell, I mean, I don't know. Probably NK cell wins, because isn't cancer only a problem when you have a tumor or something?
No, I mean, I think the problem is when your body doesn't recognize cancer cells as a threat. So that's why that's why he wanted to single out the immune system cells so that he could, I don't know, take them over, and then so your immune system doesn't recognize them as a threat. I think. I didn't go to med school.
You're not
or
a K.
anything. I'm not a K.
I mean, that makes sense. I heard that. It is, they just don't know what to attack the cells do because they don't recognize. But okay.
Stupid
All right.
cells.
I dig it. I'm excited to see where this goes. How do you guys think this compares to other episodes? Did you guys, it leaned into a flashback and ended with the cliffhanger, different from what we've seen before. Do you like this direction or not?
I think this episode was very weak. Probably my least favorite episode.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the flashback was kind of useless and pointless because, to me, the value of a flashback is to show you how things were different. But obviously, things weren't different with these characters. And I know at this point I shouldn't expect any kind of character growth or development or nuance or anything like that. But I still think it would have been nice if there was like a slight difference. But no, Red Blood Cell was always shitty at finding directions, and White Blood Cell was always really into ganking stuff. So in that sense, the flashback was kind of pointless. We could have done without it, and I think it would have been fine. And then the second half of the episode, I was really into it, and then it closed off on a cliffhanger. So kind of like, I think the first half just really weighed it down. I think if maybe they just did the cancer cell episode and took out the flashback, I think I would have been much more happy with that.
Yeah, or if they had the full flashback episode itself. Like, I would have liked it if these characters were opposites in what they were, because you said you got to bring value for why we have these flashbacks. If Red Blood Cell ended up saving White Blood Cell, like when they were kids, and then that kind of justifies White Blood Cell always saving her in the future, because it shows that even though she's, bad at her job now and always requires saving, it's really because of her that White Blood Cell is who he is. So it, creates this full circular thing. But nope, they didn't do that route. They just did, they went back that cells are always cells. Cells do what they always do, which is Red Blood Cells get in trouble, White Blood Cells save them. And then that's it.
I mean, to be honest, what was the point of this flash? Why did they do this?
To be
Filler?
cute?
Yeah,
To see
cute stuff.
cuteness?
I guess.
And
so.
also, there was probably a chapter in the manga about it, and they had to shoehorn it in somewhere.
I'm excited to see if anyone comments about the full backstory of the flashback. See if there's any more depth in the manga than there was in the show.
Hopefully. I doubt it, though.
Yeah.
But we'll see. If there's any Cells at Work manga aficionados, let us know.
Yeah. Or people who read chemistry textbooks. Let us know too.
Yeah, tell us the value of a flashback.
All right.
But
Yeah,
I
go ahead,
think,
Tori.
this episode I think was okay too. It's kind of meh. I did like the second half of the episode more than the first, and I just wish it was the full episode of Cancer Cell. That would have been really cool.
At the very least, it gave me something to look forward to.
Yeah, I can't admit I was surprised about having a cliffhanger, and that does make me excited for the next episode.
Agreed.
It makes me intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
All right. Well, what do you think, Kobe?
I said before that I went through my whole spiel. Were you not listening? Were you zoned out?
Yeah, you're not paying attention?
No, I thought you were just agreeing with me about the flashback, but was there anything more?
No, I mean not really. I wish the flashback was stronger. I like the cliffhanger, but I just wish there was more time devoted to the story. But I thought this wasn't the weakest episode so far because it was different, and I like a little different thing. I just wish they would have gone more either with a full-on Cancer Cell origin story or a full-on flashback.
So
but there's a lot of cute things.
Kobe, are you still on board with this anime?
I still am. It takes more than that to throw me off board. I am sturdy.
What about you, Tori?
Well,
You're hanging on a thread here, it seems.
Okay, my thread has been slowly been being crocheted a little bit, so it's a little bit stronger. This episode gave me some things that I never thought they could do, so it kind of gave me something to think about more. But yeah, it's still, I've come to terms that I can't expect so much from this, so slowly I am easing my way into liking this just because I'm not expecting it. If I would have thought about it more and thought that, oh crap, this is, redundancy, same old thing, why they do a flashback doesn't make sense, I'd probably not like it again. But I'm getting used to it. Let's just say that. Mm-hmm. But how about you, Jeff? You've been gone for the past couple of weeks. What's your opinion now that you've been caught up?
For the most part, it hasn't changed. I think very briefly, the last two episodes before this, I think were very good. Still very entertaining. I think the last one was probably the strongest one. so far.
I thought so too.
Because it was very interesting. There's a lot of cells at work, and yeah, we got to see a lot more of the interaction between all the different parts of the body, which I enjoy a lot. That's my favorite part about the show. But yeah, I think I still like it.
Oh, there's one more thing I want to add about this episode. The narrator lady, she was definitely toned down a bit.
They listened to your criticism.
They did.
Yeah, they did. They barely had anything
edit.
in this one. Yeah.
And even like some things, like they showed the cell and then they flashed some text of what it did, but she didn't have to repeat that same exact text. If we wanted to read it, we could, but if we didn't want to hear her blabbing, then that's fine. So
okay, credit goes to Tori for fixing that.
yes,
Thank you, Tori.
you're welcome. Though I think a lot of our comments, people actually like the narrator from our videos, our past
They like them
podcasts.
more than you do, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's true. So maybe some people will be disappointed in this change, but I like it.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
Kobe, shall we close off? Would you like to shill for Anime Ricket or Nerd
I'll
Blaze and
shill
all that
us.
stuff?
You spoiled it. Yeah, I'm going to shill for Anime Ricochet. All right, everyone, you're listening to this on Nerd Blaze. We do a bunch of videos on YouTube like this where we review things. We also have a podcast called Anime Ricochet where we dive into, fully in depth into sports animes, something that we really like doing. Yeah, you can find us there. You can also find us on Twitter, and we're at the Nerd Blaze. Yeah, for this video, just comment, talk to us. We like talking. Yeah, anything else, guys?
No, thanks for listening.
Wait. Oh, no, I'm good.
Wow, you just gotta tease them, don't you?
Sorry. I'm a teaser.
Alrighty.
See ya.
Bye.